On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Excite.
To make someone feel suddenly enthusiastic or eager.
Examples:
Excite the crowd. Excite rebellion. The news of her promotion excited her.
Sect.
A group of people who follow a particular religious or philosophical belief system, especially one that is regarded as outside the norm or mainstream.
Examples:
Sect beliefs. Secret sect. The minority sect believed in a set of unconventional religious practices.
Limitless.
Without end, limit, or boundary, infinite.
Examples:
For a limitless time. Limitless potential. The possibilities for scientific discovery are limitless.
Expanse.
A substance, such as water or oil, that flows freely and is neither a solid nor a gas.
Examples:
Vast expanse. Large expanses. She looked over the immense expanse of the sea.
Spew.
To eject forcefully and abundantly, to flow out rapidly and in large amounts.
Examples:
Spew carbon dioxide. Spew insults. The volcano started to spew lava and ash, causing panic among residents.
Permafrost.
A layer of soil that is permanently below freezing, usually in polar regions.
Examples:
Permafrost area. Thawing permafrost. Permafrost is crucial to soil stability in Arctic areas.
Human-made.
Created or produced by humans, artificial.
Examples:
Human-made climate change. The worst human-made disaster. The bridge is a human-made structure and was built to span the river.
Explode.
To burst or break open violently and noisily, to cause something to burst or break open.
Examples:
Explode in anger. Explode in popularity. The old building exploded in a fiery inferno.
Depict.
To illustrate someone or something in a photograph.
Examples:
Depict a scene. Depict a feeling of isolation. His son had accurately depicted the bloom.
Build up.
The accumulation or increase of something over time.
Examples:
Lactic acid buildup. Huge military buildup. The buildup of stress over time can lead to health problems.
Typhoon.
A tropical storm with strong winds and heavy rain, typically occurring in the western Pacific Ocean.
Examples:
super typhoon, typhoon season. Many families were forced to evacuate their homes due to the typhoon's severity.
Slam.
To shut a door or window noisily, to strike something violently or noisily.
Examples:
Slam the door. Slam the book against a wall. She slammed the door shut, angry at the person on the other side.
Landfall.
The arrival or touching down of a ship, aircraft, or meteor on land after a voyage or journey. The first sighting or approach of land from the sea.
Examples:
Landfall location. Predicted landfall. The hurricane made landfall in the early morning hours, causing widespread damage.
Papal.
Relating to the Pope, equals the head of the Roman Catholic Church, or the Roman Catholic Church.
Examples:
Papal authority. Papal visit. The Papal Palace was a grand and imposing structure.
Superstorm.
An extremely large and powerful storm, typically characterized by high winds, heavy rain or snow, or destructive storm surges.
Examples:
Superstorm damage. Superstorm preparation. The coastal town's residents were urged to evacuate ahead of the superstorm.
Evaporate.
To turn a liquid into a gas, to become less intense and disappear gradually.
Examples:
Evaporate the water. Evaporate almost overnight. The sun will evaporate the mist.
Funnel.
A tube or pipe that is wide at the top, sloping sides, narrow at the bottom, used for pouring liquids or powders into a small opening, a smokestack on a ship or steam engine.
Examples:
Separatory funnel. A funnel-shaped device. We have to use a funnel to pour petrol into the tank.
Downpour.
A heavy rain that often starts suddenly.
Examples:
Torrential downpour. Downpour of criticism. The concentrated downpour was so heavy that it was difficult to see more than a few feet in front of you.
Paralyze.
To cause a person or part of the body to become unable to move or feel.
Examples:
Paralyze a city. Paralyze a person. The venom from the snake bite paralyzed his arm.
Mudslide.
A natural disaster in which a large amount of mud, rocks, and debris slide uncontrollably down a steep slope.
Examples:
Mudslide disaster. Mudslide warning. The town was devastated by a massive mudslide after heavy rainfall.
Industrious.
Hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
industrious worker, industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Causation:
the action or relationship between an event or action and its effect or consequence, the explanation for why something happens.
Examples:
causation analysis, direct causation. The causation of the disease is still under investigation by medical researchers.
Pervasive:
spreading or existing throughout every part of a thing or place.
Examples:
pervasive language, the pervasive odor of garlic. Suspicion and worry were pervasive in our minds.
Geopolitical:
of or relating to political activity or relations between countries and groups of countries, as influenced by the physical features of a country or area.
Examples:
the geopolitical situations. Reduce geopolitical risk. The country holds dominant geopolitical power over its neighbors.
Collide:
to hit something violently when moving.
Examples:
collide head-on. Collide in midair. The interests of the two countries collide.
Pandemic:
an outbreak of a disease that affects many people over a very wide area.
Examples:
flu pandemic, global pandemic. They fear a pandemic of a new type of virus.
Microbe:
a tiny living thing that can only be seen with a microscope and that may cause disease.
Examples:
pathogenic microbe, microbe sterilizer. Microbes thrive on the surface of the human skin.
Endemic:
of a disease or other problem, regularly found among particular people or in a certain area.
Examples:
endemic disease, cholera endemic area. Malaria is endemic in many tropical countries.
Mosquito:
a small flying insect whose female bites people and animals and sucks their blood, and sometimes transmits serious diseases such as malaria.
Examples:
mosquito bite, mosquito repellent. A stagnant water area are breeding ground for mosquitoes.
Lancet:
a sharp, pointed surgical instrument used for making incisions or punctures, typically in medical procedures.
Examples:
lancet device, surgical lancet. The doctor used a lancet for a small incision on the patient's skin.
Thaw:
to become less rigid or hostile, to melt, soften, or become more friendly.
Examples:
thaw out a glacier, Thaw relations between countries. The sun was beginning to thaw the frozen ground.
Arctic.
Of or relating to the region around the North Pole or the Arctic Ocean, very cold.
Examples:
Arctic ice. High Arctic. Cold temperatures and long, dark winters characterize the Arctic climate.
Republican.
A person who supports or advocates for a particular form of government, typically one that has an elected head of state rather than a monarch, a member or supporter of the Republican Party in the United States.
Examples:
Republican ideology. Republican Party. Many Republican lawmakers are advocating for stricter immigration policies.
Subprime.
Of or relating to financial loans, particularly mortgages, which are made to individuals with poor credit histories or limited income, often associated with higher interest rates and a greater risk of default.
Examples:
Subprime lending. Subprime market. The subprime mortgage crisis of 2008 led to a global economic downturn.
Divest.
To strip or rid oneself of something, to deprive or dispossess someone of a possession, title, or right.
Examples:
Divest assets. Divest from fossil fuels. The company decided to divest its holdings in the fossil fuel industry.
Powerhouse.
An electrical generating station, a person, organization, or thing that is extremely successful or influential.
Examples:
Powerhouse actors. Powerhouse economy. The company has become a powerhouse in the tech industry with its innovative products and services.
Intermittent.
Occurring at irregular intervals, not continuous or steady, stopping and starting periodically, sporadic.
Examples:
Intermittent fever. Intermittent Wi-Fi. The intermittent rain made it difficult to plan a picnic.
Electrify.
To make a machine or system work by using electricity, to make someone extremely enthusiastic about or interested in something.
Examples:
Electrify the audience. Electrify a manufacturing process. The product developed through years of research continues to electrify the market.
Opportune.
Suitable or happening at a time that is suitable or convenient for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Opportune occasion. An opportune remark. The phone rang at the most opportune time.
Surpass.
To be or do better than someone or something. To excel or go beyond the limits or standards of something.
Examples:
Surpass imagination. Surpass $20 billion in sales. The athlete's record-breaking performance surpassed all expectations.
Subsidize.
To pay part of the cost of something to support an organization, activity, etc. financially.
Examples:
Subsidize the project. Subsidize the cost. Governments subsidize renewable energy generation in various ways.
Clunky.
Heavy, awkward, and old-fashioned, not graceful and clumsy in style, form, or movement.
Examples:
Clunky phrasing. Clunky robot. Refined character portrayal makes up for clunky gameplay.
Landline.
A telephone line that transmits and receives signals through a physical wire or cable network, as opposed to a cellular or satellite connection.
Examples:
Landline phone. Landline connection. We need to install a landline in our new office before we can start taking client calls.
Hut.
A small, simple, and often crude shelter or dwelling, typically made of natural materials such as wood or mud.
Examples:
Shepherd's hut. Fishing hut. The little girl lived in a small hut in the woods with her family.
Microcredit.
Small loans, typically less than $50,000, given to individuals or groups, particularly those who lack access to traditional banking services, to start or expand small businesses or other income-generating activities.
Examples:
Microcredit lender. Microcredit program. The government has established a microcredit scheme to stimulate entrepreneurship and create job opportunities.
Reckless.
Marked by a lack of care about danger and the likely results of your actions.
Examples:
Reckless driving. In a reckless manner. Reckless youth makes rueful age.
Abolitionist.
A person who advocates for the abolition, the act of doing away with something, of slavery or some other practice considered unjust.
Examples:
Slavery abolitionist. Women's rights abolitionist. Harriet Tubman was a well-known abolitionist who fought for the freedom of enslaved people.
Suffrage.
The right to vote in political elections, the exercise of voting rights, or the process of obtaining them.
Examples:
Suffrage movement. Female suffrage. The suffrage march was a peaceful protest demanding voting rights for women.
Apartheid.
A system of racial segregation and discrimination that was enforced in South Africa from 1948 to 1994. Any similar system of discrimination or segregation based on race, ethnicity, or other factors.
Examples:
Apartheid system. Apartheid policies. The South African government enforced apartheid laws that segregated people based on race.
Ordain.
To officially declare or establish something with authority or divine power, to confer holy orders upon someone for religious service.
Examples:
Ordain a deacon. Ordain a minister. The bishop will ordain new priests next week during the religious ceremony.
Gore.
To pierce with a sharp object, causing injury or death. Noun, coagulated blood from a wound.
Examples:
Gore him with a weapon. Gore scene. The hunter gored the deer with an arrow.
Terrifying.
Very frightening or intimidating.
Examples:
Terrifying experience. Terrifying events. Large earthquakes often generate terrifying tsunamis.
Jitney.
A small bus or van used for transportation, often operating on a fixed route and charging a low fare.
Examples:
Jitney service. Hail a jitney. I took a jitney to get across town since it was quicker than waiting for a bus.
Chairperson.
The officer who presides over organization meetings.
Examples:
Vice chairperson. The meeting elected a chairperson. The chairperson has the authority to approve or deny any request.
Enlist.
To sign up to serve in the military or a particular organization.
Examples:
Enlist in a cause. Enlist for a soldier. He decided to enlist in the military after graduating from high school.
Cliché.
A phrase or expression that has become overused to the point that it has lost its original impact or meaning, a trite or unoriginal idea or statement.
Examples:
Cliché plot. Age-old cliché. Using the same cliché phrase in every conversation can take time and effort.